Hey everybody, welcome back to George Does Stuff. I'm George, and I do stuff. And what stuff I'm doing today is a knife review, which is pretty much the stuff I'm doing all the time now. So this is a tale of redemption. I reviewed a knife from this company before, and I hated it. And I saw another knife come through. This is a knife that I got for free via Amazon Vine. And well, we'll have to wait and see what I think of it. But just to refresh everybody's memory, this is the company, YFSmart. This knife was the knife I reviewed, the first knife, if I can get it open. And I aptly named this YF Dumb because this is a dumb knife. So one of my viewers was very nice to point out that this is actually a take on a Chris Reeve knife. And God, I hope Chris Reeve did a better job on this knife than these guys did, because this knife it's just a steak knife. I mean, there's no other way around it. It's got a really thin blade stock. It's crowned. It's comfortable. It's got micarta, but the micarta is really, really slippery. It feels good in your hand, you know. The same individual said this knife's really good if you have big hands, and I can see that because it's, you know, I have a average size human hand, a small size gorilla hand, you know, I don't know. I think this knife. The other thing about this knife is that they're asking. When I got it, they're asking like $70 for it. This is not a $70 knife. This is at best a $19, $20 knife, and I have $19 and $20 knives that run circles around this. And the price did drop on this to $49. Still not a $49 knife. It's a $20 knife. That's probably a $10 Kydex. I mean, it's got a decent sheath to it for sure. So that's cool. But yeah, I just did not like that knife. It's one of the few knives that I got that I just didn't really enjoy, and I'll put it over there. But lo and behold, looky here, there's another YFSmart knife. It's a much smaller box, which can only mean it's the world's smallest fixed blade. No, I'm just kidding. It's not fixed blade at all. It is a folding knife, and yummy desiccant. And I think this knife is gorgeous. Again, brown micarta. Not sure what their deal is with micarta. They love micarta. Nice. This is, in my opinion, a gentleman's knife. It's very sleek. It's very slim. I like the way that call it a frame lock. I think it's actually a liner lock. The way it's kind of built into the scales, so you only see a little tiny bit of it. I really like the way they put this knife together. I think the overall design is excellent. If this is a copy of another knife, please let me know, because this doesn't ring any bells as far as I'm concerned of any knives that I've seen. There is one flaw with this knife that is. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something that people might take pause on, and that's that this knife it only has one way to open it. There's no thumb studs. There's no hole. There's not even a little lip in there to kind of grab on. I mean, you can pinch open. Okay, so maybe you can. Oh, I'm revealing the knife. You can pinch open it, but it's a lot of work. It's got a front flipper, and I hate front flippers. Absolutely hate them. I think it's the worst method of deploying a knife. And the reason why is, unless the knife is really, really smooth and the jimping is really, really good, it's not going to work. It's just a very difficult way to get a knife open. It's a very awkward way to get a knife open. It's particularly on the different sizes. The smaller a knife is for me, the more likely I am to jab myself in the palm, which is the case with the mini Kaiser Militar. That knife had jabbed me so many times in my palm that I quit carrying it, because no matter how I open it, I always end up catching the blade. But this hats off to YFSmart. They got it, man. They absolutely got it. This knife is super smooth, super duper smooth. It is actually easy-ish to open with that front flipper on it, and just the access to this is perfect. The feel of this is perfect. The way it engages and disengages is just gliding, absolutely gliding on bearing smooth. I mean, this thing is just, it is a dreamy little knife. When I got this, and I got this through Amazon Vine, it was listed as $49. And this knife is worth, get rid of whatever that is on my finger there. All right. This knife is worth every bit of $49, without a doubt. This is just a terrific, terrific knife for $49. However, the last time I checked on Amazon, they're asking $150 for this knife. Now, I can tell you that I think this knife is awesome. I really like this knife a lot. I think the fit and finish on it is great. I think they really went out of their way and designed a very, very good knife. It feels good. It feels smooth. It does everything you want a knife to do. Well, I'll show you how sharp it is here in a minute. Disappears in the pocket. It's a great EDC knife. It's a great, this to me is like if you're a doctor or a lawyer or something, and you need a knife that's very demure to carry around, that's not too expensive but gets the job done. This is it, man. It's a great knife to keep in your pocket. It doesn't have any really sharp edges to tear up any clothing. So if you're wearing, like slacks or something like that, this knife is not gonna tear it up. It looks really nice. It doesn't look tactical. It looks like a gentleman's knife, in my opinion. And we all know what my opinion's worth. But it is every bit a great knife for $49. But at $150, ooh, Nelly, I'm not sure I could say that somebody should go out and grab this knife for $150. I'm sure that price will probably drop down. YFSmart tends to do that. They tend to, like this knife, when I got this knife, it was listed at $70 and they dropped it down to $49. And I'm sure it's gotten cheaper than that. I haven't really been watching it because I wouldn't recommend you get that knife. This knife, if you can get it for $50, I'd buy 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. That would justify the $150. But at $150, I don't know. But that being said, let me grab some knives here to compare this to in size. All right, so let's kick this party off. Let's go ahead with Old Faithful here. Here it is compared to a PM2. Let me back this up just a little. There we go. And here it is compared to a Spyderco Native. If you're familiar with the size of these knives, you can see this knife is not that big. The Native is not what I consider a big knife, and it's smaller than the Native, but it's so sleek. It carries so nice. That's awesome. Here it is against the CJRB Pyrite. Haven't had that knife out of the box in a while. And here it is against the Mini Iridium, which is a very, very good comparison. This is a fantastic knife. I think this is, you can get these around $60 or $70. Aluminum scales and a crossbar lock as opposed to a liner lock. This obviously has multiple deployment and a deep carry knife. This one does not. But size-wise, these are pretty close. Actually, let's get the blades out here, and because I didn't think about comparing those two. Let's see how close they are. So yeah, it's still much smaller than the Mini Iridium, and the Mini Iridium is really a small knife. God, I like this knife a lot. What else can we compare it to? Let's take out one of my favorite, the Deca-Hogue, which is a knife that, again, every time I take this knife out, I always neglect to say how much I need to carry it, and I don't. And lastly, but not least, the QSP Parrot, which is a $32, $35 knife, something like that. But again, pretty close in size, but still smaller than that. This is, I'm gonna have to put the model number up. I don't even know what it is based on the box. Does it say? Does it say? Why, yes, it does. It says YFSmart folding pocket knife suitable for men and women, new. That's a description we've all been waiting for right there. All right, yeah, okay. Thanks, YFSmart. Yeah, but lastly but not least, obviously we saw it compared to everything. Again, it's one of the few front flippers that this thing's just so dialed. It's almost fidgetable. They got really, really good jimping on here, and most importantly, it has excellent jimping on the back. If it didn't have that, this knife would be a total dud, and you would not be able to get it open at all. But that jimping right there really makes it, as he struggles, very, very flippable, very, very fidgetable. But the last thing I want to say about this knife is that it comes from the factory really sharp. This knife is really, really, really sharp. And with the blade geometry and the way this knife looks, this knife, in my book, is a complete home run. I mean, it is absolutely, in my opinion, this knife is an absolute stunner. It is a fantastic looking knife. It is a comfortable knife. It feels very well put together. It is buttery smooth. The way that they hid this liner lock / frame lock, whatever you want to call it, behind the scales, it's almost invisible. This is a gorgeous knife. This is a really, really gorgeous knife, and I feel very happy that I was able to pick this knife up. You can see there's the way the finger choil or the sharpening choil, they gave you plenty of life here that you can use to if you need to sharpen it up. A little bit of a smile there. The grind isn't perfect. It widens out here at the tip on that side. It's much more uniform on this side. But that being said, it's wonderful. And you saw how it cuts. It cuts really, really well. It's smooth. It's classy. I give it 2 big thumbs up. So, way to redeem yourselves, YFSmart. I thought your other knife was really, really dumb, but this knife is truly really, really smart, and I like it. I like it a lot. It very, very quickly became one of my favorite knives, and if the price does dip back down to $49, I'll probably pick up a second one, because this knife, the way it sits right now, I'm just gonna put it in a box, even though it's not a super expensive knife. It's just a knife I want to keep in good shape for a long time. But if I get another one, I'm going to beat the crap out of it. And I have a lot of faith in this knife. I think it's going to do very well. So that's it, folks. I appreciate it. I want to, again, thank all my subscribers. I never ask anybody to subscribe to this channel. If you do, bless your heart. You're awesome. I appreciate you. I love you. And if you made it to this point of the video, whether you're subscribed or not, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you all soon.